Howdy folks, and this is Randy coming at you with another HTML tutorial. This is part 2 in my series on HTML. This episode focuses on meta tags. If you're not interested in meta tags, feel free to skip over to the next video, which will be talking about block elements. So anyway, let's talk about meta tags today. To begin, I type in my HTML template using my hotkey. You can look up hotkeys. I highly recommend using a hotkey program once you get a little better at this stuff. It saves a lot of time. Now we focus over here to the head section. Now the head section is a section of the page that contains metadata typically that you don't want displayed on the page. That brings us to the meta tags. These meta tags only have a few different attributes, but you can do a lot of different things with these attributes. So let's get into that. I'm typing in here is the keyboard's name. Keyboards. It should actually be keywords. You can type in keyboards if you want to. And this, in case you didn't know, is going to specify the keywords for the page. So I type in some of those like so, and that's going to give us some keywords. And as you can see, I auto-refreshed on this page and nothing shows up yet. Keywords don't show up on the page, obviously. I'm going to Control D over here on Notepad++. Control D copies a line, and that's a very convenient feature. I'm going to show you the other name options: author, description, and generator. And we could type in various things for those. The author would be whoever wrote the page. So in that case, it's going to be me. The description, well, it might look something similar to the keywords, but it could just be one long paragraph or a sentence if you want. We'll say this is an HTML tutorial that is great, because I like to make myself feel better about myself. And as far as the generator, I'm going to say made by hand. Normally you'd put whatever program you use to make this, and all this data is used for catalog purposes and search engine purposes. It can be beneficial to you, as I'm sure you could clearly see. So, what's the next attribute? The next attribute for the meta tag is the charset. This is pretty cool. It's a new attribute, just came in for HTML5, and you can use it right away. Make sure you have an updated browser. I'm using the latest Firefox. Now if we want to see what's going on with the charset, we're going to have to make some kind of a title. So I'm going to say this page is really cool. Now to make this a title, I'm going to put in some h1 tags. H1 tags, in case you don't know, are called header tags. They basically are a block element, makes a title. And you can have h1, you can have h2, h3, h4, h5. I'm also throwing in some random character code using a hotkey like so. And that's pretty cool. So I've got everything squared away. Let's see what this looks like on this page. Hey, there we go. This page is really cool. We have two block elements here. But look at this. We have some weird code. This says LL. What's LL? Over here we have two vertical lines, as you can see. So what's up with that? Well, over here we have a different code set. The character set is ANSI, while over here we've changed the character set to Latin 4. So you might be saying, well, how do you know you actually have control of this? Well, let me prove to you that this is not just the default character set on the browser. And I do have control over the character set. Voila. I just changed it to UTF-8, which I believe is Unicode. You can see a lot of these characters are not supported, and when they're not supported, Unicode just throws in a question mark inside of a box. So that's Unicode. Okay, finally we have one more meta tag option, so let's check that out. Now this one actually has a lot of different functionality called http-equiv. Now, what is this? Well, in a nutshell, http-equiv it sets values for what are known as HTTP response headers. You might be asking yourself, what are those? It's a little more advanced topic, but simply it's part of the code. It's part of the HTTP code, and that's going to affect your web page. And you can look up those and find a list of those that you can play with. I'm going to show you just one. Save you some time. This is called refresh, and I'm setting the contents equal to 3. And what that's going to do is refresh every 3 seconds. I'm recommending that you don't ever use this, by the way, because this is really super annoying. You can see I'm going to update my page with a bunch of spam, and as soon as I save it, a few seconds later, it's going to refresh. We'll have to refresh that page too. But now you'll see as I start typing in spam, the spam just keeps appearing. You can see it's refreshing there every 3 seconds, just like that. Spam, 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 because I use this annoying refresh option. So you really don't want to do that, but we're going to keep it on for now. And since you stuck around this long, I'm going to show you a super cool surprise. I'm going to give you a brief introduction to style sheets by throwing one in here. I'm going to link to an external style sheet. Again, don't worry if you don't know what that means. I just want to introduce you to the terminology, get you used to it. And you can copy this yourself by pausing and going over this slowly. I use the link tag. I put the rel attribute equals to style sheet. I put the type attribute equals to text/CSS. I put the href equals to css example.css. Now that's going to be the file name for the CSS sheet that you made. So you create a style sheet, save it as .css, make sure you save it in the folder with your web page. And so I did, and I opened it up over here. I edited it like so. Again, if you want to test this out, you can pause it and type this in for your style sheet too. Type it in exactly as is. You know, we have the color, font size, font weight, font family, etc. Over here, we have an image, so you're going to have to put in your own image. Again, you have to make sure you save the image file in the folder with the web page, which is what I did. And then you put the name right here in single quotation marks. Maybe double quotation marks would work, but I'm using single. Make sure you save the page, and make sure it's linked in here as I linked it in. Anyway, if you did all that, you've been introduced to style sheets. You got yourself a quick little crash course, and congratulations for doing that. So let's save it and see how that works. Wow, bada bing, bada boom. Now our page is really cool. Not just really cool. And you can see I cleaned up some of the spam and stuff like that. And it's still auto-refreshing, so I can put in more spam. Anywho, that's all for meta tags. Feel free to play around with this stuff. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up. Thanks for watching, and peace out, guys.